Quarter one has been a The first quarter of 2023 has now left us, but the New Year's resolutions we set are forever. For Vlogmas, I made a video all about my goals for 2023, so how am I stacking up now that a fourth of the sand in the year glass has slipped away like crushed granules through the fingers of time? Hi, I'm Kamala, I am Rainy Crazed, and I'm working to become an independent illustrator with the goal of living a fantasy art life in the mountains. So I had quite a few goals laid out, like a true Slytherin. They were: probably the most timely goal I had was to take off January for some sewing stuff. I didn't make a whole quilt like I originally wanted, but I did fix some clothes, make a couple odds and ends like this funky little cord organizer from fabric scraps, and my major accomplishment, this crafting bag for tabletop gaming, as in transporting TTRPG type stuff, including a brand new set of Regal Rollers dice, which I'll have to make another rolling for art video to show those off. The bag is made out of the unofficial Shadowgast fabric, and I got to use some fancy stitches and variegated thread on my machine. Super neat. The bag pattern was supposedly made for beginner sewists, but the company that designed it left out some very important information, so I ended up constructing it entirely wrong, and I had to improvise half of it to make it work. Cut the quick sew. And yet, goal achieved. Absolutely killing it. Alright, moving on. Get into the Critical Role fan art gallery. As of March, this has not happened. Now, I will admit I don't remember to submit every week, so I may just need to be more persistent in that. Though it does also seem the fan art I do have is decidedly untimely, in that it's all from Campaign 2, and several things are old enough that I'd say are no longer representative of my skill, to the point that I don't even put them in. There are some projects in the Artist Guild of Exandria coming up that may be helpful in this regard. Not a particularly meaningful goal, but still not achieved in the first quarter of the new year. So, fail. Then, making more personal art to develop a style. Well, since I took off January, that's just 2 months to measure a very ambiguously stated goal. In retrospect, I should have been much more specific, like 1 piece per month, or even, what exactly do I mean by personal art? It's not like I have loads of commercial clients that take up 12 working hours a day. Well, in the last video I did a style exercise referencing Rika Riekkonen, and I also have a bunch of thumbnails for a self-directed project, albeit still in the fan art category rather than the totally original category, and even more sketches and doodles for ideas I've scrapped completely. But I did withdraw myself from several guild projects, which is something I talked about when I originally set the goal. All in all, goal in progress? Fourth goal, learn a new software. Absolutely has not happened. I have one specific project in mind to learn SketchUp. I could technically do it in Blender as well, but I have a separate project or two in mind for Blender. I still think SketchUp would be the easier to start with since I'm completely new to 3D modeling. I haven't achieved this goal yet, which means I probably need to schedule this for a solid weekend. And the business goals, plural. Well, 2 of those business goals are automatically fulfilled in this video. I opened up commissions at the end of January, and I have now made more money. In fact, you're looking at progress on that very first commission right now. Strangely enough, it's for something I didn't seriously list before. Someone contacted me and was like,
"Hey, I really want this realistic portrait of my pet like you've done before, but I want it a bit smaller, and I have less than that $3,000 price tag."
And I was like,
Okay, I'll make this custom listing for you with less bells and whistles, and if you sign up to my email list, you can use my 30% off coupon.
and it was a deal we both liked. So I really wasn't expecting more doggy portraits again, but here we are, and it's funding my business expenses. I'd like to take a moment to introduce today's sponsor, me. Hi, I'm Rainy Craze, and I'm here to tell you about a dragon. Now this is a sad dragon. She's sad because she doesn't have any character art for her tabletop role-playing game, even though she's survived 2 sessions in Barovia. Now you might just think, what's the big deal about that? Dragons don't need art. Well, you'd be wrong. Dragons need art just like you and me. In fact, I'd argue they need it even more. Just think about it. Dragons are big and powerful. They're used to getting everything they want. But when it comes to custom character art, dragons are at the mercy of artists. And if an artist doesn't want to draw anything for that dragon, well, that dragon is out of luck. That's why I'm here to tell you about Rainy Craze Commissions, now on Ko-fi. Rainy Craze is an up-and-coming artist itching to illustrate everything fantastical. And if you're a TTRPG player or game master, you know that character art is essential to visualizing your character and their special gear and connecting with them on a deeper level. So don't be a sad dragon, be a glad dragon. Check out Rainy Craze Commissions, available on Ko-fi now. And if you sign up for the Rainy Craze VIP newsletter, you get a complimentary 30% off any order of yours for commissions or products. For life. For life. So what are you waiting for? Check out Rainy Craze Commissions before slots fill up. Links in the description.
Glad Dragon affirms this message.
Cam, back to you. Thanks, me. Okay, so moving on. Monthly, high-quality videos. Discounting January, that would be 2 months. And I have made 2 videos I'm rather pleased with. The latest one doing much better than I usually get. And this very video is another one for the next month. So far, goal success, but also in active progress. And next goal, active social media scheduling. Not so hot. I did do a bit better with promoting the last video, though I generally promote in very limited places because I want my YouTube channel to grow organically, a la Daryl Eves' The YouTube Formula. Love that book, and I'm still in an active mastermind group that formed during the launch event. But general social media activity, as of the writing of this video, is rather dull. Congressional meddling aside, I'm not diligent at creating on TikTok, despite consuming a lot. And Twitter has a lot of great people, but I also have to wade through a ton of junk. Instagram is kind of a mess for creators. I've had real trouble with my social media scheduler connecting to it lately. Facebook is pretty dead because my audience does not seem to be there, though they do seem to be on Discord. I should figure out how to set up a good Discord. Which kind of brings me to the last business goal, a new product line. I have not released a new product line, unless you count opening commissions, which I do not in this case. I do have the beginnings of a product line development in motion. One product idea I have has TTRPG players and game masters in mind. I've seen at least one other popular artist do it, and I know for sure people commission that kind of stuff all the time. So I figured that as long as I use my own designs, there is a valid market for my take on that product. But I do need to develop more of a style and a structure to them before I sell anything. As a little aside, I'm working on how to start another stream of income. Not really the same thing, but always gotta be looking forward to the next step, right? Affiliate programs look promising, though most of them have restrictions that preclude me from applying right now. I was also looking at membership subscription tier kind of things, like Ko-fi, or perhaps Discord memberships. Both of them have pretty equal pros and cons for what I'm interested in, so I'm still debating. But no real hurry on that either. And although it's the big dog in the park, Patreon is a no-go for me for reasons I will not get into here. Another goal, this one completely unrelated to anything else on the list, learn Latin ballroom dancing. I know very little about Latin ballroom dancing, though I have learned some things from watching professional competitions for the last couple months. I know the general music for the 5 international Latin dances, samba, cha-cha, rumba, paso doble, and jive. And through dance channels like Studio 375 and Dance Insanity, I have learned the basic for all but the paso doble, plus a handful of moves that build off the basic. I am terrible at arm styling, but otherwise I think I'm starting to get the hang of the steps and the movement. I'm not doing any social dances or competitions anytime soon though. Goal in active progress, I guess. If you also happen to have a weird variety of disparate goals and desires for this year, snap that like button and tell me your eclectic goals in progress. And bonus goal, get rid of junk on my computer. I have moved a few things onto the NAS system and deleted a few folders, but I haven't done a thorough pass through my hard drive yet, so bonus goal is not achieved in Q1. And a good question for every goal revisit or check-in. Should I change or dismiss any of those initial goals? I mean, if it's not working or the goalposts have changed, no reason to keep it on the list. I suppose I should demote the fan art gallery one since that's not particularly important. I can keep submitting every week, but I'm not going to hold my breath or take up valuable portfolio space for it. And the Latin ballroom dancing, I can refine that to learning like a bronze level routine of some kind, but I'm not going to compete or anything. It's mostly just to keep up physical activity, though I'd like to afford lessons eventually. More personal art to develop a style, I definitely need to define this one. My initial thought is to make pieces with a specific style experiment in mind, and making videos from those outcomes. I could also write a bit of character fiction and illustrate those scenes. I have considered taking the Todd Lockwood career approach in that I also have stories I'd like to one day write. So I think I will do one of those in the next quarter in some form. And active social media scheduling. I suppose I need to revisit which social media I realistically can build on and stick to, and then making a habit of using those every time I make something, and probably also get used to reposting old things. You know, a social media strategy. But with YouTube, I'm mostly keeping that organic, as I said, maybe a little bit of cross-posting, but limited. I should really take a look at how the greats like Loish handle their content calendars. Overall, for goal getting, Q1 has been a great big mix of results, but overall a success. Pretty much even success to failure ratio in the first 3 months, but it's only the first quarter and half the goals are already successful and even more are in progress. Now I just need to finish this commission and get the other half of the goals done. If you want to see more of my artwork getting done, check out one of these videos here and have a super duper day. I did indeed cut my hair again. And by cut my hair again, I mean I cut my hair again.